I'd like to start bring the meeting to order. Today is Thursday, February 4th at 6:30, and I'd like to bring the JFK Middle School Building Committee virtual meeting to order. May we have a roll call, please?
Randy Daigle,
Yes, here.
Greg Stritch,
Here.
Scott Copen,
Here.
Amy Dennis, Caitlin Dunn,
Here.
Todd Kinnon,
Here.
Kevin Margolfo,
Here.
Michael Monfort,
Here.
Jeff Oken,
Here.
Christine DeBonnie,
Here.
Andrew LaPlante,
Here.
Gina Sakala,
Here.
Joe Muller,
Here.
Walter Cruzell,
Present.
Stacy Thurston,
Here.
Chris Cycli,
Here.
Samantha DiAgostino. Present or absent?
Here.
Bruce Kellogg,
Present.
Jill Lexi,
Here.
Emily Zarnicki, Amar Shamas, Marcus Brennan,
Here.
Nate Gingerella. Thank you.
You just missed the principal.
Andrew,
Is Andrew on the list?
the principal.
Should be right column, top
Yep.
name.
Andrew Barrios? Absent?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Did everybody get a chance to review the meeting minutes dated January 21st, 2021? And if so, are there any comments or corrections?
Mr. Chairman, I have one correction on the top line of page 1. It says agenda, it should be made meeting minutes.
Anybody else?
Mr. Chairman, motion to accept the meeting minutes for January 21st, 2021 as noted.
Can I get a second?
Kevin, second.
Any other questions or comments? Show of hands, all in favor? Anybody against? Anybody abstain? Thank you, unanimous. We don't have any guests this evening, so we will move right into the architect's report. Jill or Bruce want to take it away?
Jill, you want to, or you want me to?
Nope, I can. Sorry, I had to wake up my phone so I could unmute myself. So we are, as we all know, moving towards the turnover of Area F, which is the blue classroom wing. So tomorrow, JCJ, myself, and another member of our team will be walking through that building to do what we call the punch list, which is taking a look at sort of, top down everything and kind of making a list of things that we notice that need to either be, finished or adjusted prior to the turnover of the F wing. So that's kind of where we are right now.
The other piece of the equation for the building committee is the technology equipment, which I think we reported last time has passed the state. Town has received bids. The technology equipment, which I think we presented last time again, Valley Communications. That process has started to get the technology equipment ordered, purchased and ordered, and delivered to the building. For the F wing, the furniture deliveries for F wing are scheduled to start, I believe, Monday the 8th. So that that all the furniture necessary for the first move-in of the blue wing on both the first and second floor will be complete by the end of that week. You'll have FF&E or furniture, and ready for students and staff to move in the following week.
Does anybody have any questions for the architectural team?
Are we gonna do a walkthrough for the building committee and,
Yeah,
stuff?
we're gonna try to do something, probably next week. We needed to get them a chance to do a cleanup punch list before we start going through, so, we're gonna coordinate with Marcus and I'll get something out either tomorrow or Monday. I don't know, is there a tentative day that would be better, that you know offhand, or is it kind of like a bookmark it?
If you come toward the end of next week, you'll see most of the furniture in place, and we'll have as much of the punch list as we can done by that point, so, the Friday, there's no teachers here either, it's a PD day, so there's no students.
No students, right?
So it might be, an easier day to get in and out of the building. If you wanna try that.
What is the earliest that we can get a majority of people out there? I know a lot of us still working, so would 4 o'clock be too early to do a walkthrough
Friday?
for like Thursday or Friday maybe?
Fridays are gonna be hard for me if they're before 5. But if it works for everybody else, that's fine.
All right, can I get some feedback from anybody, or
I'd go for Thursday.
we got one Thursday, 2 Thursdays?
Thursdays are usually hard for me.
Thursdays are hard?
Yeah, they're hard for me. I'd rather do Friday.
Friday's better, but I can make both work.
You can do 2 days if that works out better. It's a small group each day. So why don't
Either day works for me.
um, Thursday and Friday, 4 o'clock. And whoever can make them either day, show up. But you have to be here by 4 o'clock, because once we start walking, you're not gonna be allowed to go on the site without somebody chaperoning you. So we'll put that out. Is that okay?
Yep.
So Thursday and Friday, we're gonna be doing a walkthrough. If there's any liaisons that you feel should be part of it or want to be part of it, please contact them. So that's what we'll do for next week then. All right, any questions for the architects? All right, thank you. Why don't we move on to Gilbane with the CMR report?
Okay, good evening, everybody. I'm gonna try to share my screen here. Okay, jump right into Area F, which JCJ just mentioned is the wing we're turning over very shortly. So you'll see several pictures of basically finished space in need of some good final cleaning and a few miscellaneous items still to complete. So this room here is one of the science rooms. You're looking at the typical wall on the corridor side. You'll see the clear story glazing that we worked through change orders on previously, and the white marker boards and tack boards. And then you can see also the pendant light fixtures that we worked through, revising some of those heights in the last month to get them to the best appearance. You obviously also see finished flooring obviously needs to be mopped clean, but general appearance. This is a typical classroom in that wing. The millwork, which is standard casework in that room, has two tall cabinets and then a set of lowers and uppers. Same room, looking toward the outside wall. So you see windowsills, wire mold on the walls. And again, all these rooms in this wing are pretty typical. They're either a standard classroom or a science room. And all in very similar status at this point. The left picture is a shot in the hallway. You can see the lockers installed, the clear story glass, a piece of wood trim that runs right below that, wood doors hanging. And the right is a good picture of the size of the lockers that were installed throughout.
You continue, sir.
Moving into the bathrooms in that wing, left picture is basically walking into the bathroom. The single door you see there is toward a single faculty bathroom. And then around the corner is the picture on the right, which is your typical gang bathroom. There's one for girls and one for boys on each floor in the wing. And that brings me to area B and C, which is the other side of the building. So this is the auditorium. The left picture will be the future main front entrance to the auditorium. All the green board and that white poly you see will be a curtain wall of all glass. You can see the crew there working on finishing the canopy that wraps around the edge of the auditorium. And in the right picture, it's hard to tell, but on the right side of that upper structure, you can see plywood substrate that's going up there. So that auditorium got a CMU, a layer of ABB, a layer of backer board, and then it's going to get another layer of ABB, and then a cement board siding. So we're in step 3 of about 6 to get that auditorium sided. Moving inside the auditorium, I'm standing on the tiered seating section. When I took this picture, looking obviously down at the stage, you can see all the MEPs above, all the ductwork and sprinkler drops in. The white piping you see there is the roof drains all tied in. So the crews are in there working on finishing the ductwork. We have a little bit of hydronic work to do as a radiant panel at the back side. And then the electricians are going to move in for all the light fixture drops. And we're right now tracking to have wood ceiling and wood wall panels going on in that area coming late March into early April. This is a good perspective. I'm standing on the stage looking out at the auditorium itself. So you see the tiered seating way in the back. And it's a good perception of the size of the auditorium from this shot. Staying in the addition area, the locker rooms, which are tucked into the nook right adjacent to the old gym. Left picture is just the status, basically where we stand. You can see the plumbing carriers are in. The walls are painted. We're working through putting soffits in those both locker rooms that the light fixtures will live in, and then they all get hard ceilings throughout that area, which we're starting on framing in the coming weeks. This is the main entrance from the auditorium. So just beyond that glass entranceway I mentioned before, the MEP rough is pretty well done in this section. If you were to walk to the left through that CMU opening, you'll end up in the gym. If you were to walk to the right through the CMU opening, you end up in the auditorium. And the right picture is a set of gang bathrooms that's just off this area to the left. That'll be public access when the auditorium or gym is in use. Old Blackwing renovation area. The bigger picture on the right shows the moisture mitigation process going on. They've shot blasted the floor. You can see the trenching from where we had previously dug some underground plumbing in that area from the old concrete versus the new. And the left picture shows you that we've started drywalling anything in that wing that got furred out or any of the soffits got built. So we will be moving the finishes crew into this wing over the next coming month. Last area to talk about is area C, the old yellow wing. This picture is in the old pool, new cafeteria. You can see the scissor lift to the left of the picture and a large steel frame hanging down. There's 2 big operable partitions in this cafeteria. There's a lot of steel work that had to go in order for those partitions to be supported. That's getting wrapped up now. You can also see around the 3 walls a lot of stud framing, which has just gone up in the last week or so, as all those old walls get furred out for a nice finish in that cafeteria. Similar status in both these pictures are actually old girls' locker room. Left picture is the future fitness room. right picture is the future expanded cafeteria. So overhead rough are pretty well complete, in-wall rough ongoing with all the stud framed out walls. So again, progressing well, and the drywall crew will move into this area when it leaves the renovation area and area B. Last picture, just to remind everybody from a site logistics standpoint, we'll be changing the site fencing here when we turn over that F wing and take over G, so moving from blue to white. Over the President's Day holiday, the fencing crew will modify that so the public has access out of the blue wing, and we take over the white wing with a fenced-in perimeter of that section. And you just see the building on the right, site logistic-wise. The blue wing is now shaded green, which will be complete, and we take over the area G, the yellow section. And that's it. Any questions on progress or schedule?
Yes, Randy, Kevin.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
Okay, just a question. I know we're wrapping up phase 2 and we've already started phase 3 by, our paperwork, what we have down. Has there been any changes to phase 3? I know we're moving ahead of schedule, but are we still on what's planned on phase 3? Or is there any changes to it?
No changes. We're still on track. We start that essentially as soon as we can move the school population over to area F. So we're on track where we want to be. We'll start in phase 3 in a couple weeks.
Okay, thanks.
Anybody else have any questions or comments?
This is Walter. The exterior walls and the bluing, is that some sort of acid wash or something that you're doing to the brick to make it look newer?
So you might see some efflorescence coming through on the white you see on the exterior. Is that what you're referring to?
No, it's referring to the red brick that the red brick walls of the blue wing. Someone commented to me that it looked refreshed or newer.
So we did wash it completely down, yes.
You did. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I was going to ask. So.
It's in the old wings, yes.
Okay. Yep. It was commented, and it looks beautiful. So I wanted to point that out.
That's a good comment. I like that.
And it was, and for the record, it was the mayor that commented on it. So.
Anybody else? Any comments, questions? We're going to move on to CSG, the owner's rep report.
So the only update we have is we're working on the move, like everyone said. So we are coordinating with the principal and the moving company to make sure we're moving everything and everything gets all set for the first turnover. So
That'll happen between next Friday, the 12th, and Monday and Tuesday, the 15th and 16th.
Any questions or comments? All right, so as you can see, everything's going as planned. So we'll move on to the budget subcommittee. I just want to state one thing. Christina volunteered to be part of this committee, so you're going to start seeing Christina involved in the budget part of it. She must have realized how much fun we have here at this budget committee that she just couldn't stay away. So welcome aboard, Christina. So Greg, do you want to jump on?
Okay, the budget subcommittee did meet earlier today, and everything that I will be presenting for ATPs and invoices have been reviewed by the budget subcommittee and approved to submit to the full committee for final approval and ultimately payment. Let's start off with ATPs. ATP number 53. The description is RFI 227, Discovered Underground Transite Pipe, West Area B, $4,780. So motion to approve that.
Second, Scott.
Want to give a description of what it is?
Sure, so this is outside Blackwing, between Blackwing and the modular classrooms. We had to tie in the underground storm runs, and we ran into some existing piping underground that is transite that needed to be removed and was not shown on the original plans.
Any other comments? All right, Scott gave a second. Show of hands, all in favor. Anybody against? Anybody abstain? We have unanimous, thank you.
The next is motion to approve ATP 54, description RFI 339, added utility, return at WD1 trim above lockers and corridors, 6,100.
Can everybody mute their microphone if they're not speaking, please? Thank you. Let's see, do we have a second?
Kevin, second.
All right, do we have a discussion?
So this is, as you saw in those pictures, there's a piece of wood trim above the lockers in the hallways. This was to return that wood trim back to the wall. There's some discrepancies with the true plumbness of those existing walls, and this is to make that trim look a little better, and return it at a 90-degree angle when it ends at each location.
And this is for the entire project?
Yes.
Any other comments or questions? Show of hands, all in favor. Anybody against? Anybody abstain? Thank you, unanimous.
Motion to approve ATP 55, RFI number 213 and also 304. There is BNC Joyce Bridging Clash with MEP, $12,897.
Scott.
Second by Scott, description.
In the old black wing and yellow wing, existing trusses throughout the area, steel trusses construction-wise. When we finished coordination, several of them had to be modified to allow ductwork and piping to fit properly. So this is steel cost to take down some existing structural supports and rework them in both those areas.
Any comments or questions? Show of hands, all in favor. Anybody against? Anybody abstain? Thank you, unanimous.
Motion to approve ATP 56, description RFI number 341, paint color change at corridors, in the corridors, P3 to P1, area F only, $5,007.
Second, Scott.
Second by Scott, description, please.
So in all the existing corridors, you have brick finish. The original documents told us to basically whitewash that brick, so a single coat of paint. Once we did some mock-ups of that and reviewed it with the architect, the decision was made to provide a normal paint finish. So you have a full prime coat and a full finish coat now versus a whitewash. And this cost in front of you tonight is area F only, the one we're turning over. We're going to revisit this question as we go to each area of the building based on the condition of the existing brick.
So basically, this is an existing condition that was, you couldn't really tell how porous the brick are or how it would react with different chemicals or different paints. So that's why we're going to revisit for each wing. Some areas may be able to just whitewash it. Some areas we may have to do this. So any other questions? Show of hands, all in favor. Anybody against? Anybody abstain? Thank you, unanimous.
Motion to approve ATP 57, RFI 342, additional prep work required for glazing at some tile, $8,836.
Second, Kevin.
Description.
So this is in the gang bathrooms in area F. The existing glazed block was shown to get a primer and a finish coat. And when we had the paint reps come out and look at it, they recommended the surface be etched first. So basically put a chemical on it that eats away a little bit, and then an upgraded primer coat so that it adheres better. It's a better durability for long-term use. So this is a lot of labor to get that glazed block ready for a true paint finish. And this cost is for area F only. We'll probably revisit it for each area as we go.
And this is similar to the previous one. Depend upon existing conditions, sometimes it reacts differently, so we may not have to do it to the other ones, or we may have to. But, this goes under existing conditions. Any other questions or comments? Show of hands, all in favor? Anybody against? Anybody abstain? Thank you, unanimous.
That completes all of the ATPs. We'll proceed now to invoices. Motion to approve Apple Inc. invoice number AE 15868421 for the sum of $2,144.
Second by Scott.
Any? I got lost there. We were signing something. Which one did you just go into?
Apple TV.
Apple TV, okay. We have a second, can we have a description?
Yeah, it's for 18 Apple TVs that were delivered, 16 Apple TVs that were delivered for the new monitors in the classrooms. In F1. F1.
Now, these were previously approved, but we didn't have the exact dollar amount. So that's what this is. Any other questions? Show of hands, all in favor? Anybody against? Anybody abstain? Thank you, sir.
Motion to approve AAIS invoice number 0156-6, $420,291.90.
Second,
by
Kevin.
Scott or Kevin.
Can we get a description?
This is just for the demo and abatement for, I believe, September and October.
So last week.
Yeah, last week in September through October.
Any questions? Show of hands, all in favor? Anybody against? Anybody abstain? Thank you. Unanimous.
Motion to approve AAIS invoice number 0156-7 for $123,360.84.
Second by Scott.
Yeah, this is just the same thing, except it's for the month of November. So it's demo and abatement for those couple weeks.
And they have a contract they draw off, so we know what their total cost is gonna be, and these are just draws off the total. Any other kind of questions? Show of hands, all in favor? Anybody against? Anybody abstain? Thank you, unanimous.
Next invoice, motion to approve JCJ Architecture invoice number $22,59,365.39.
Second, Kevin.
Any comments, questions? Show of hands, all in favor? Anybody against? Anybody abstain? Thank you, unanimous.
Motion to approve CSG invoice number 13, $23,989.72.
Second, Scott.
Any questions? Show of hands, all in favor? Anybody against? Anybody abstain? Thank you, unanimous.
Motion to approve Gilbane Building Company application number 16, $3,029,523.27.
Second, Kevin.
Any discussion? Show of hands, all in favor? Anybody against? Anybody abstain?
That completes all the invoices.
Thank you, unanimous. All right. We'll move on to old business. We don't have anything under old. Anybody feel they need to bring something up under new business? So we have a walkthrough schedule for next Thursday and Friday at 4 o'clock, where we can make it please come into the job site trailer and we'll be escorting around the site. Communication subcommittee.
Nothing new to add. Caitlin, you good?
Okay. Are you gonna forward?
It's already in the folder. I'm getting better at it.
All right. Thank you very much. We get a tremendous amount of likes and comments and thumbs up on the Facebook page, so it's pretty good that we're keeping everybody informed as much as we possibly can.
Yeah, we're getting good traction with it. So everything's positive.
Let's see, the next scheduled meeting.
It looks like the next meeting is gonna be February 18th, 2021. Standard time, it's a Thursday, 6:30 p.m.
So we'll keep that. This one sounds like it may not be needed. So we'll keep that tentative for now, but I might be sending out an email canceling this one. Unless there's something urgent that we need to, as a committee, decide on or vote on. But for now, we'll keep it. Committee comments. We'll start with the liaisons.
Randy, it's Walter. Are you going to confirm with us those walkthroughs?
They are confirmed.
They are confirmed. So Thursday and Friday, we're doing walkthroughs.
Thursday and Friday at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. Be there at 4 or lose.
A little bit before 4 o'clock.
Okay. All right. And welcome back, Ellen.
Welcome back, Ellen. It's Joe.
Any other committee comments?
Randy, this is Gina. I just have a question. In the next upcoming weeks, if I can take a look, or if somebody can take a look at the field schematics, so we can so I can see what it looks like back there, the athletic fields that you guys are planning.
Yep. If you want to come to the trailer, give Marcus an email.
Boy, sure. Be part of the party.
Come around lunchtime. They like Subway.
Sure.
Yeah, just coordinate it with Marcus, and we're happy to accommodate you. You can look at the plans, take a walk.
All right, thanks.
Anybody else? Any other comments, questions, concerns? Committee members, any good of the order? Anybody?
Well, I just want to, Randy, if I could, I just want to thank CSG and Gilbane. They've been really great with, it's been constantly changing with the COVID stuff and all the parameters and snow and fences and just everything coming down the line. I just want to say thank you so much. They've been really accommodating, and CSG with Myers Movers and all that coordinating has been really, really great, and we're excited. So I just want to thank all of them for just kind of filling in all the gaps and supporting us as the school just keeps changing course and doing different things. So thank you so much, Sam and Chris, especially.
Thank you very much. Looks like your check must have cleared.
A little flour goes a long way.
Chris, just PayPal me. Just PayPal me for that.
Well, I am going to be a grandfather again. My son Steven and daughter-in-law are expecting.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats.
I can't keep up with Greg. He's popping them out.
Yeah, Brad.
All right. Anybody else have anything they want to share?
Mr. Chairman, motion to adjourn.
Anybody want a second?
Second.
Again, thank you guys very much for taking the time, and thanks to the entire team. All in favor, show of hands. Anybody against? Anybody abstain? Thank you very much, unanimous. Thank you, Ellen, for coming back. You
Welcome
bet-
back.
That's pretty much your own fault.
Welcome back, Ellen.
Night, everyone.
Have a
Yeah,
great
good
night.
night, everyone.
Good night.